cutting out.
The GAC Sports Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the Great American Conference.
Final game of the night for semifinal Saturday includes a 6 seed and a 7 seed, and that's the first time that those two seeds have met in the GAC Conference Tournament. Hi, I'm Joey McWilliams along with Haley Tucker and Michael Westbrook. We are pleased and privileged to get to bring you tonight's final game. It is game 4 of day 3, and that means game 12 now of this weekend. And my goodness, Haley, it has just cruised on along, but we have another good one tonight. And an unexpected matchup, I would say, to say the least. The top seeds that were beaten were part of the tri-championship in Harding and Southwestern, teams that shared the regular season championship. They were taken down by the 6 and 7 seeds, but I think it also is a testament to how strong this league is that seed 6 and 7 can come up with victories.
Yeah, you know, Joey, I've said it this whole entire time. Everyone comes in here 0-0. It's anyone's game at this point. And the top seeds, you know, they come in thinking we're the top seed, we're going to win this game. Lower seeds proved them wrong.
And they did so far. Matter of fact, only one top seed advanced out of the quarterfinals. That was Southeastern. The Savage Storm just pulled off an overtime victory over Henderson State to advance to championship Sunday. Arkansas Monticello, who defeated number 3 seed Southwestern last night, has a starting lineup that includes Tidwell, Bradley, Muhammad, Tillman, and Hicks. And there's Tillman for 3. Just like that, Monticello is on the board. Quickly the other direction. Three-pointer taken, but a quick rebound, and the freshman, Kaylee Shipman, among the 5 starters, gets that one in the basket. She's joined by Hurd, Peavy, Sanders, and Stackhouse. Shipman with a big day on Thursday. And the victory not only over the 2nd seed in Harding, but a rivalry in Harding. Up and off the glass, Bradley has her first 2. And It's a 5-2 game for Monticello. Really, I think one of the things that we look for here with Monticello is how long can they keep it up? Not just because they played a very intense game last night, to say the least, to get the victory over Southwestern. Boy, they really left it all on the court. And I want to see what their legs look like tonight.
Right, their defense yesterday was what really won them the game. They were super intense, giving it right to Southwestern, and it's just a hard matchup whenever a team is playing such great defense, such intensity on another team. The other team, you kind of take a step back and look at yourself and say, how do I score the ball right now?
Southwestern didn't have all the answers last night. Monticello did, and opening up with some answers right now. Hicks with 2. Kaylin Hicks, junior from El Dorado, Arkansas. We'll get our first foul of the contest, and that will go against Bernijah Tidwell, Great American Conference Defensive Player of the Year. She had some offense last night to go with that defense as well. Big night for her.
Man, she just skies for those rebounds.
Watching those free throws go through, by the way. Elijah Tidwell last night with 19 points and 13 rebounds. 4 assists to go with that as well. We talk about her being the defensive player of the year. Yeah, she had 3 steals. Oh, by the way, and 2 blocks. There are 5 major statistics there you think about usually on the stat line. And when you have something greater than 1 in all 5, it's not a bad night.
Not a bad night at all.
Sanders with the long 3, that won't go, and Tech yet to find some rhythm on offense.
And to beat such a high-powered offense, high-powered team in SWASU, Bernijah Tidwell needed to put those numbers out last night.
They really held the Lady Dogs in check. Tidwell drains it from 14 feet. And Monticello, they're feeling no ill effects in the early going here. Talking with Coach Long a little bit earlier, and what a pretty shot that was. Sanders with 2. There's Coach Dave Wilbers, by the way, in his 13th season at Arkansas Tech. No stranger to semifinal Saturday, or championship Sunday for that matter. We said it before, the Golden Suns advanced to the championship game last year, coming from the number 7 seed. Trying to repeat that feat this year. Just talking about Dave Long just a little bit, or Greg Long just a little bit earlier. Dave Wilbers, Greg Long, there we go. Coach Long staying in the same hotel at which we're staying in Owasso, and just enjoyed mornings. You get to visit with sometimes, especially we get to see GAC folks that are staying at the same hotel, talk and visit about things beyond basketball, and it's been nice to talk about that. As 2 more in the basket for Tidwell, and there's no answer for her in the early going. We talked about other things, but we also talked about a little basketball as well, and he knows what kind of effort that his team put out last night, and he wanted to give no less effort.
Yeah, and as I said, he is fully behind his team. I mean, I don't think the man sits down. I don't think I've seen him sit down one time, and he's just always in it with his team. And you can, as a player especially, you can tell that, and you can, respond back pretty well with that.
Hurd picks up her first personal foul, and that will bring us to the first media timeout here in this first quarter. Monticello is getting it done right now, 11-4, and we get to hear from another member of this broadcast tonight, Michael Westbrook.
You're right, Joey. 11 points for Arkansas. Monticello giving up just 4, and, well, it is the #1 scoring defense in the league, Arkansas Monticello, giving up only 59 points a game. They're stingy. That was a big part of the reason they had the win yesterday. So let's see how Arkansas Tech counters that. One thing about Arkansas Tech briefly, we're going to talk a lot today, as you already have, about them being the 7 seed. Remember, they were the 7 seed advancing to the championship last year. But this year, with all of the injuries they had, just 2 more wins would have put them all alone in 4th place. That's how close it was on the women's side of the bracket this year. It was very close, as evident by the 3 teams finishing in a tie for 1st place.
You're exactly right, and I felt that way throughout this tournament, how close it is. The parity in the league is evident all the way around, but with the Great American Conference now in its 9th season, and I mentioned this with Hayden a little bit earlier this weekend, so I'll say this with you sitting here now, Haley, the fact that it's a rising tide, and a rising tide causes all ships to rise. And the league is continuing to move on up, as Michael mentioned, talking about just the parity that's there. But it's not just a bunch of average teams beating one another. It's a bunch of good teams that are beating one another. And I think it was displayed with Southwestern going to the national championship game last year. I think that what your program did was not only good for Southwestern, but it was good for the GAC as a whole, and it helps put us even that much more on the map.
And it helps every single team within the GAC because, like you said with the regional rankings, you've got 3 teams right now that could potentially make it to the regional tournament, and that just puts everything into GAC teams.
Strong to the basket once again, and Monticello will be shooting free throws as Hicks threw the foul. It is a strong conference. It's reflected in those in years past. 1 team in the regional rankings, maybe.
It was very dominated by the MIAA always, and now I think we've proven the GAC is right up there.
And it's a strong. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a very strong MIAA representation in the conference or in the region as well. And it is very likely that both the women's and the men's regional tournaments will be played in MIAA territory. The women's tournament likely to go through Warrensburg. And Central Missouri Jennies won a national championship not that far ago, just a couple of years ago. And then, of course, Northwest Missouri, the Bearcats on the men's side, have 2 championships in the last 3 years. But to be in the conversation is right up there. Hicks open on the baseline now, and that's a bit strong.
Tidwell is just everywhere. I mean, she gets the offensive board, she gets the steals. I mean, she's just everywhere on the floor.
And lowering her shoulder, there's Tillman. She'll pick up the personal foul, 2nd team foul charge to Monticello.
This is a much slower pace game.
It really is.
Than the game before this one.
I've been sitting here thinking the same thing. It's the crowd's different, and you're going to see that happen with different games within the tournament, which crowds travel and which may not have that opportunity on a Friday or a Saturday night. You're still by Bradley. But it's the pace of this game right now that is so much different. And we have a foul on the court. Goodsell trying to get position inside, and Hicks gave her a bit of a shove. Ryan Goodsell with a big night on Thursday night.
Going off of what you said, Southeastern Henderson State, they're very run and gun type of teams. These 2 teams are more play-oriented, slow it down, just like as you see right there. Get a good shot, not a sped-up shot, a good shot.
Well, and playing defense as much as as well as what Monticello does. Lots of times you want to limit opponents' possessions, and when you do that, you often limit your own possessions. Shipman has yet to find the range here tonight.
No knock to Arkansas Monticello right now, but they're playing a great game, obviously. But I felt like last night their dynamic with Southwestern, their intensity on defense with Southwestern was a little bit different than it is right now.
Well, you know what? I would agree with you entirely. And I I think that is in large part due to the opponent. I mean, it's an Arkansas Tech team that doesn't run and gun like we saw in the previous game, and like what Southwestern traditionally likes to do, get up and down the court a little bit more quickly. I mean, Tidwell had to keep up with that. All the other players had to keep up with that pace too, and it's more of a slow down and bring it up the court a little more deliberately. So I think that actually is what's reflecting that. Foul on the inside, and that'll be De Silva picking that up. De Silva, one of a number of players for Arkansas Tech that has dealt with injuries over the course of this season. Golden Sun's glad to have her back. She does pick up the foul on the inside, trying to get position.
Deep three. Very deep three.
Wow.
Here they go. I say they don't pick it up on defense, and then look, full court. Full court.
Bradley's there to cause a little havoc. I think she's going to stay with Sanders pretty tightly now. And a steal by Tidwell. All alone on the other end, off the glass and in. And Coach Wilbers will take a timeout and talk this over. Coach Long fired up with his Cotton Blossoms. And we'll take a break as well. A 13-point advantage for UAM. Coach Long has his team prepared for today. Took a little bit of a different avenue. You know, lots of times you have to shoot around in the morning coming in, and they actually bypassed that shoot around this morning, rested a little bit more in the hotel, and got their legs about them a different way. And, you know, to each its own with every team, and that was what Coach Long felt was the best there.
Hey, I can understand that. You want to keep your legs more than getting a couple shots up in a gym you've probably never shot in before. So it's going to go either way. You know, if you're going to make the shot, you're going to make the shot. A shoot around probably isn't going to help that too much.
Maybe not in March.
Not in March.
You're going to make them or you're not. And I say that, and we saw a couple of teams from the men's side today that are really good shooting teams not be as successful. Shipman finally finds the range. She does so in a big way. 3 points for the freshman, and she has her team back to within 10. Two points on the putback the other direction for Pamela Bethel.
Oh, I don't know if you could hear that at home, but that was a...
We definitely heard it here.
Maybe just tangled up, got knocked to the floor right there. Man, Kayla Bradley right there just took a big spill coming out of the game.
Bethel had a big night last night, and she had 8 points and 6 boards. And that really was what the stat line looked like for a number of players. We talked about Tidwell and the 19 points she had and 13 boards. But you have 4 players here with 8 points apiece, 3 more players with 4 points apiece. And even those the players with 8 points, 8 and 6 boards for Bethel, 8 and 9 boards for Hicks. I mean, it was definitely a team effort all the way around. 63 points. And they held Southwestern to just 55 on the night.
I don't think I've ever seen Southwestern score 55 points. You know, they're a run and gun team, obviously score up in the 80s every game.
Well, the last time they scored 55 points was before you got there. So that may be why.
Well, that's why, yeah.
Bethel with another board. Traveling violation, and you know, it's one of those times your momentum just gets the best of you, and you try to stop and turn and find anyone, and no way to stop the momentum and no one to throw the ball to. So
it happens.
4th turnover of the afternoon. As time runs out here in the first quarter, and that's why you want to get rid of it quickly. 4th turnover of the afternoon for Monticello, but the Cotton Blossoms have a 12-point lead. We throw it now to Michael Westbrook.
All right, I'm standing here with Bob Pomeroy. We call him Bartlesville Bob. He's the chairman of the Bartlesville Sports Commission. Bob, tell us what it takes to put on this event from your perspective.
It takes a lot of volunteers, Michael, and it takes a lot of time. You know, we go out, we find sponsors, we find people that will help us work. It takes us about 200 people to put this on over the 5 days of starting Wednesday night through tomorrow afternoon. So we use up a lot of resources here in Bartlesville.
Have you and the volunteers been enjoying the games?
Oh yeah, we've had, as you know, we've had some great games so far this year. This one will get a lot better, and then we'll have 2 good championship games tomorrow. So it's been a good year so far.
Well, Bob, we thought last year was the last year. Now this year, from all of us, thank you so much.
We love having everybody here. Thank you, Michael. Everybody's welcome.
It's been a fun 9 years, and Bob Pomeroy has done it all. Joey Haley, back to you.
It's always fun to get to see Bob as well, too. And you know what? We've been coming here and doing this for a lengthy amount of time. I know, Michael, you've been to a number of these as well. And the folks remember you. They take care of you well. They take care of you in the hospitality room. They take care of you out and about within the gym itself. And they remember you from year to year, and just wonderful people here in Bartlesville.
I can attest to that right there, being a Bartlesville native.
That's right. I'll give you that opportunity to talk well about your hometown.
Yeah, and you know, the people here, they love this Great American Conference tournament. When they were Lone Star, when the Lone Star used to come here, they loved it then as well, you know. It's something people put on their calendars and they look forward to. You know, I have people here that say they come here every year. So it's just something they look forward to.
Yeah, you go back beyond just the GAC, and the GAC formed from teams from the Gulf South Conference and the Lone Star Conference, and Lone Star was here in 2009. Another pass into Hicks, and she has been on fire tonight. She has 5 points, a couple rebounds as well. So yeah, I remember coming up here back in 2009 as part of the Southeastern broadcast crew back then. And then Michael actually joined the crew the next year. Well, we've both been up here a number of times. I'll tell you what, though, it's really fun to get to come up here and stay the weekend and get to see and meet people and be a part of it. Monticello up by a couple of touchdowns right now and just extending that lead.
Well, I remember being in middle school, high school, coming here and watching the games. I absolutely loved it. It was fun atmosphere, fun teams to watch, good teams to watch each year.
Right.
Just a great time.
I think one of the biggest, the most enjoyable things to see was Thursday and Friday during the school day with the kids in the classrooms coming in and picking
they love
a team and cheering for that team throughout the game. You know, some support during the day. That was just really, really neat. Kizzy on the line to shoot now. She makes the first, and Monticello is just opening this up.
You know, once you find your groove, you find your groove, and Monticello has apparently found it within the GAC tournament here.
Arkansas Monticello comes into the tournament with a record of 19-10. The Cotton Blossoms went 13-9 in the GAC this year. That was good enough for the 6th place finish in the league. And Bradley down the court quickly.
I knew.
It's tough to stop. It looks like Tidwell driving as well. One, the other back and forth. They're both tough to guard. When one doesn't have it, the other one does. And straight to the basket.
And Wilbur's has got a technical. He was adamant that they just got fouled down there on that last possession. He's pretty upset right now and got the technical, just continued up and down with the ref.
Well, you know, at this point in the game, Haley, and you almost have to do something to get your team into it.
Honestly, that could be a momentum changer. You know, I say this all the time, technicals can help your team in a way. If you're behind your team feels it, could help them.
Kaya Julian on the line to shoot the technical free throws. Oh, you're right. It depends on the situation. We'll see if it's a motivator here. Going to have to bring that defense out to make a difference, though, because with the technical foul, the ball will stay in the possession of Monticello. So 2 points off the layup, 2 points off the free throws. And this could be a 6 or 7 point possession. It'll wind up being just 4, but still. We saw what was in essence a 5-point play yesterday, so these things happen. And Tillman just trying to find position on the inside. And there's the foul. First foul against Monticello here in the second quarter. As the substitutes come in for Monticello, we see King and, of course, Tidwell and Muhammad coming back. This will be as slow a start as I have seen
I know.
get off to in quite some time. I say that. There's Sanders, long-range 3.
I was going to say, when Sanders was coming in right there, Wilbers was adamant, push the ball, pick up the tempo, get this thing going. And there she goes with 3.
Going to stay with Monticello as King comes away with the offensive board. Ball drive herself, gets the rebound, put back, and King is on the board now. Desiree King, sophomore from Houston. 19-point game once again. Tech has been a part of so many of these GAC tournaments. Obviously, every one of them involved in all 9 as we see Sanders going strong to the basket there. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Arkansas Tech has the best winning percentage in the conference coming into the tournament this year. 16-5 was the record, 762 winning percentage. It's now 17-5, trying to make it 18-5 and have a little hole to dig out of. Arkansas Tech won back in 2013. Defeated Southwestern in overtime that year. Was in the finals and fell to Harding in 2015. Won the championship over Southwestern in 2016. Lost to Harding in 2017. Won in 2018. Lost to Southwestern in 2019. I don't know if you're putting your GAC tournament bracket together before each year's tournament, but I think it would be a mistake to not have Tech in the finals, no matter what the seed. We'll see if they're able to make it there again after tonight's game.
They manage just to find a way every single time. You can't ever count Tech out in the GAC tournament championship.
Rebound by Hurd. Peavy will bring it down. Now it's Sanders. Taken right away by Bradley and taken right back by Sanders. Shipman, the quick fire, drains it. And wow, the Golden Suns needed that. See what Bradley does here. Coach Long giving his players a little bit of freedom here on this offensive end. Not seeing him coach him up too much right now. Tidwell for 3.
She is in the zone in this tournament.
Is 9 points. It's her first attempt from behind the arc. She's 4 for 4 on the night, including that one for 3. She has 5 boards to go with an assist as well. And this is an impressive showing in the first half for Monticello. Don't forget, this is a team that had been out of the tournament for a while. It's a team that had not made an appearance in the GAC tournament since 2017 and had not won a tournament game since 2015. Last year, 8-19, the record. You go back to 2017, 2018, 7-20 the record. By the way, that includes some GAC conference records of 3 wins. So what Coach Long has done is really turn things around here.
I can remember the Monticello with the Goforth years, Jordan Goforth.
Yes.
Man, talk about a hard person to guard. Jordan Goforth was it.
And she was a part of that team the last time that they were here, and I believe the last time they won a tournament game back in 2015. She was quite an offensive player. Midway through the second quarter here, and the Cotton Blossoms continue to just build on a lead.
Is this kind of reminding you of the SMU game earlier? The kind of
Yes.
lull, kind of.
Yes, it really is. You know, I would say you got a little bit more. It was the first game of the day. Oklahoma Baptist really was pumped up, but you're starting to see that reflected in the Monticello players, and here they go again. Tidwell with another steal. Tidwell with another rebound. That was taken away. Yes, it really does, and they're building up the lead on a Tech team that you have to be surprised is just not putting the ball in the basket.
I've noticed throughout this tournament, Monticello really relies on those offensive rebounds. I saw it last night, seeing it here today. They might miss that first one, but they're gonna get that rebound and get another shot up.
Two more for the Cotton Blossoms. Arkansas Tech will take a timeout. And as it is the media timeout, we'll be good little media, and we'll take a timeout as well. Back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
Belonging isn't about fitting in. It's about feeling you can be yourself. You do you at SWOSU. Quality academics, athletics, leadership, and more than 100 majors and clubs. Affordable, flexible, friendly.
My college journey allowed me to become a versatile musician, a well-rounded student, and a stronger person. My experience at Henderson State University is why I live ready.
When you think about college, it's easy to think of intimidating things.
Like the large campus and classrooms, big books, and big tests. But when you get here, you realize that it's not just about these things.
It's about the people
who pushed us to succeed.
those who struggled and achieved with us,
It's about finding our place.
and living and learning with people who care about you.
This is home.
Coach Greg Long firing up this team. You know what, Haley, I don't think he has to fire them up too much. They're getting it done to the tune of 41-13. And Michael, I know Arkansas Tech has quite a road to climb. They have the coach that's been there and brought them through a lot, though.
They do. You mentioned Coach Long. Everything's new to him right now. He's never played Arkansas Tech in a conference tournament game, but Coach Wilbers, he has played this Monticello team a couple of times. 2013, it was close in overtime as the #1 seed. They defeated UAM. And then again in 2016 as the #1 seed, it was 60-58. So while he has seen UAM, he's not seen this before against the Cotton Blossoms, not in tournament play.
Michael, do you happen to recall who made that shot in that 60-58 win for Arkansas Tech? I can still see it on what we see as the right into the court, turnaround jumper. I'm trying to recall who made that.
Give me a few seconds to think about it.
That was a big win for Arkansas Tech because it really propelled him. No, I don't think it was. I think it was Adams was the star, and I think it came from another player. Sanders from the right elbow made that look easy.
You'll have to tell me, while I'm still thinking about that, Haley mentioned Jordan Goforth a moment ago. Wanted to throw this in because she talked about what a great player she was. 3rd all-time in the GAC in scoring. And yeah, in the early days, it was her. And then, well, those 2 other scorers came along, Hayden Pretty and Haley Tucker, to kind of take over that 1 and 2 spot, the 1-2 combo from Southwestern.
Well, Goforth, an amazing, amazing player. She really paved the way for us to be able to do something like that, and we're really appreciative of what she did for this league.
Kizzy will go back to the line to shoot 2. Had her first 2 opportunities from the free throw line, and it's just pretty much what you're seeing right there is what you've seen from Monticello tonight. Drive to the basket, go strong to the rack, try to make something happen. Get 2 free throws if you don't get the basket to fall. Bethel and King will take a seat. And the crowd appreciative of their effort tonight so far.
And we've only seen 12 free throw shot between the 2 teams tonight. And you would think that this game would be going a little faster, but it's kind of slow right now, huh?
It really is. But that happens. I'm looking at 9 players that have seen court time tonight for Monticello, and all 9 players have made points. Put points on the board. It's a pretty good night.
But say you don't see that very often.
No.
You don't see 9 players being rotated within the first half very often as well.
Well, outside of a Darren Grover coach team.
Exactly.
Or what we saw from Coach Collins on day 1 from Southern Arkansas. He utilized all 16 of his players pretty proficiently. Hicks will likely pick up the foul on that one as Grixel goes up strong.
All right, Joey, I got the statisticians on this. Ajane Dawkins.
Okay.
The game winner.
All right.
I was going to guess. I was going to guess Aj, yeah.
Okay.
Thinking about it.
I could not recall, but I
I see. I thought you knew. I thought you were putting me
No,
on the spot
I actually
there.
was not. I was really trying to remember. It was such a good game between these two. And Monticello really, had Tech on the ropes as the top seed that year. Monticello has Tech on more than just the ropes right now. Rebound. Looks like we got a finger poke in the eye there. I think something else you just don't see very often in a tournament game, folks. It's the number 16 wearing the light-colored jerseys. Now you probably say the Tech's jerseys are light-colored jerseys anyway, but still, it's the principle.
I'm not sure if Tidwell can see right now. She's messing with her eyes the entire way down the floor, dribbling up.
2 more points off the glass and in, and Monticello is up now by 32 on Arkansas Tech. Wow. By the way, Kizzy with 5 points now. That was her first attempt from the field, and she made it. So Arkansas Monticello shooting 62% here in the first half.
And, I'm thinking about what Coach Wilberts is going to say at halftime. I don't know if there's much to say.
Well, one thing you can point out, and looks like we're seeing maybe a contact on the court now. This is not without precedent in this tournament so far. Yeah, Tidwell needs some saline. It's fallen out of her hands now twice. Just go ahead and take a seat on the bench. I think you'll be fine with a 32-point lead at least for a minute or so. One thing you can say, Haley, is this. Southeastern had a 47-17 lead at the half on Southern Arkansas, and the Mule Riders had quite a comeback.
Oh, I have no doubt in Arkansas Tech and Coach Wilber's coming back. Like you said, they're a staple within this Great American Conference tournament. They can make the comeback down 50.
And there's a travel, and that's the right call. Muhammad got the ball and then jumped, moved both legs, and then took off. Well, Michael talked about this in the press conference the other night, and talked to Coach Long about the win against Southwestern and how big a win that was. I know we're going to the half. And Michael, this is my story starting with 2 outs in baseball, but it's a signature win for the program, taking down a team like Southwestern, the defending tournament champs, a team that itself is a staple in the GAC tournament. That was a huge win for Monticello.
Yeah, it certainly was. Oh, you got plenty of time here, Joey, to tell your story. But, he knew it. He knew it right away. I barely got the word signature win out of my mouth, and he jumped right in and said it was just huge for the program and really trying to turn around the culture there. He's won more games this year than they won in the combined last 2 seasons.
The key then now for Monticello is, can you follow up a signature win like that? Well, through the first 20 minutes of this one, the answer is an emphatic yes. Cotton Blossoms are a point shy of half 100 before the intermission. Sanders really has pretty much been the bright point between her 9 points and Shipman's 8 points. That accounts for all the Tech points. For one more possession for Monticello here as Kizzy will go up and kick it back out. Plenty of time left. Shot clock now at 10. And travel. Bradley stumbled a little bit there past the right elbow.
I want to point this out. Monticello is shooting at 62.1% right now on only 29 shots.
That's right.
That
just 29 shots.
incredible.
You know what else? You know why? Behind the arc. Look at that percentage behind the arc. They've only shot behind the arc 5 times. How many times have they made it? 5 times. That one will not go in. And you thought that 47-17 lead was a big one at the half back in the quarterfinals? How about 49-17? Greg Long has this team ready to play tonight. And the Cotton Blossoms are rolling in the semis. We'll take a break. Back to talk about the first half and the second half here on the GAC Sports Network.
I mean, if you haven't thought about switching to Geico, frankly, you're missing out. The mobile app makes it easy to manage your policy, even way out here.
Your marshmallows.
Get digital ID cards, emergency roadside service, even follow. Whoa. Oops. That cheeky little thing got away from me. My bad.
Geico. It's easy to manage your policy whenever, wherever.
Can I trouble you for another marshmallow?
Looking back, I think I was a little nervous starting college. But from the moment I arrived at OBU, it felt like home. I found new friends, we laughed together, studied together, and learned what it means to be a Bison. Amy. I got to know my professors and found out that they really care about me. I found my place at OBU.
Arkansas Tech University is more than an education. We are
the drive that pushes students to succeed.
The champion of programs designed for global impact.
The heart of a community that bleeds green and gold.
We are more than a university.
We are Arkansas Tech.
You dream of a place where you're valued just as you are. Figuring out your future on a safe campus with caring friends and faculty. You do you at SWASU, Weatherford, and Sayre. Being a Bulldog means being you.
SWASU, the focus is you.
Hey, what you doing this for? Just out here for recreational purposes? No. Working, man.
Mission today is to work hard until you can't go no more. It's always a team mission. Can't get nowhere without the team. It takes everybody.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, you better be open. You better be open.
Man, listen. There's only one attitude that you gotta bring.
Let's go.
That you need to bring.
Work. I mean, we come out here every day to get better. It was easy. Everybody do it, man.
We work out on the street. You feel me? We the best in the nation. We outwork y'all. We outwork anybody. We always grinding, always getting better.
Every time I come through these lines, no matter what these lines at, work. Maximum effort.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-woo!
Ronnie, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico? I'd say happier than a camel on Wednesday.
Hump day!
Get happy. Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Yeah, I've got choices.
I'm ready for my future.
Your future, your choice.
Back home, the world seems small. Here, it has expanded.
I've been challenged and have grown in knowledge and in spirit.
I've been part of something bigger, something special.
Surrounded and supported by new brothers and sisters who were once strangers.
And my sense of community and my role in it has grown too.
Harding University, a community of mission.
Sir.
I'll get it together. I promise.
Ronnie, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico?
I'd say happier than the Pillsbury Doughboy on his way to a baking convention.
Get happy. Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
In high school, people described me as bright,
hardworking, and dedicated.
That I had a big heart because I care about people and doing the right things.
Now, everywhere I look, I see an entire community just like that.
learning more,
doing more,
and caring more.
A community of mission, Harding University.
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Pay my bill.
Your account is already paid in full.
Oh, yeah, in that case, back to vacation mode. Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and
Voice-enabled bill pay. Just a tap away on the Geico app.
Running outdoors, you got to take what nature gives you. We'd like to say we run when they don't. So we want to give you products to be able to run when you don't think you should run, when it's pouring rain outside, it's snowing. We're going to have products for you to get out there. You don't get better sitting on your butt not training. You got to get out there and run.
At Under Armour, it's always about premium textiles. They need to perform, they need to be the best. The merging of hybrid textiles with naturals and new seaming and bonding and super sleek, modern, fast, futuristic designs, that's where we are really going to turn it up a notch. If you look good and you feel good, you're going to perform better.
How to spot a boll weevil. Boll weevils are a fascinating species. They're known to travel in packs, are highly intelligent, and can thrive in any environment. Each and every boll weevil is unique, and they have unique opportunities. But they all share one common trait. Every boll weevil has a bright future awaiting wherever they go. And that's how you spot a boll weevil. Learn more at uamont.edu.
While studying chemistry, I learned so much about science, and even more about myself. The professors at our school are amazing. They made a difference in my life and prepared me to make a difference in the world. Thanks to Henderson State University, I live ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
GEICO would like to take a moment to say thank you to our military service members at home and abroad for all their hard work and sacrifice. We all sleep easier knowing you're out there keeping us safe. And on a personal note, I was really... Just needed to get that off my chest. Thank you.
GEICO, proudly supporting the military for over 75 years.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The professors care and they go out of their way to make sure that you are going to succeed.
Hi, I'm Rolante. I'm a sophomore in Southeastern, and we help make this video.
I've heard people say, Ouachita.
Wichita.
Achita.
Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University along your route.
Some folks think the O is a Q, and they say Quashita.
Hey, Ouachita. Ouachita.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Washita.
How would you pronounce it?
Washita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Washita, people. It's Washita. Washita.
So how do you make it? How do you overcome the odds? There's Natasha's way. Be shy, focus on yourself, until they focus on you. Or Juana's way.
Why be one champ when I want to be two?
Be like Yusra. Let nothing
Syrian refugee pulls boat to safety.
destroy your dreams.
Screw fate.
Or maybe you beat doubt one step at a time, like Johnny. What about Zoe? Never satisfied. Not with trophies or stunts. Then there's Dennis. Work with what you got to get what you don't. Or you could be like me. Dream of pro football, get hurt, dream over. Find yourself with just $7 in your pocket. So how did I get here? By being the hardest worker in the room. How are you gonna get here?
Yeah.
A triangle solo? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Sam and Joanna saved by switching to GEICO. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
When we were looking for a roommate, he wanted someone super quiet.
Yeah, and he wanted someone to help out with chores, so we got Jean-Pierre.
But one thing we could both agree on was getting GEICO to help with renter's insurance.
Yeah, Geico did make it easy to switch and save. Oh no, there's a wall there now? That's too bad.
Visit geico.com and see how easy saving on renter's insurance can be.
Halftime numbers, well, you know what? They're just what you would expect them to be. A 49-17 game right now. 62% field goal shooting for Monticello. That's right, I said 62%. And as Haley mentioned just before the half, or maybe actually we were talking about during the half, there were only 29 shots taken by Monticello. They still have 49 points. Shot 5 times behind the arc. Made all 5 times behind the arc. I don't know, Haley, you look at these numbers and I think they speak for themselves.
I mean, they're incredible numbers, incredible percentages, obviously, and then Tech on the lower end of the side. But yeah, that's really crazy to me that they only took 29 shots, missed 11. You know, some people do that within a half.
Well, and there are teams that may not do that well in two-line layup drills. So well, that's just part of it. They're shooting the ball well. Michael, you know, we look at the overall numbers, but individually, something stood out to you just a moment ago.
Yeah, for Arkansas Tech, only 2 players scored for the entire game. Both teams, nobody has a player in double figures at this point. Kaylee Shipman with 8 for Arkansas Tech. Jayana Sanders has 9. That's the scoring offense for the Golden Suns. Meanwhile, for Monticello, everybody who stepped foot on the court has produced, led by Bernijah Tidwell. She has 9 points, and also 9 from King, 5 from Hicks, 6 from Bradley, and also 6 from Muhammad, 7 from Kizzy, and you just keep on going down the list. As we said, everybody has scored for Arkansas Monticello. And one other note, points in the paint. UAM 22, Arkansas Tech just 2. Joey?
Wow. I want to emphasize those 2 things again. 1, only 2 players have scored for Tech in the first half. And 2, it's an interesting number to think that a team has 49 points and no one in double figures. That's really spreading the wealth.
As I say, talk about an overall team effort. I'm baffled. I don't think I'm 22 right now, but, you know, 15 some odd years of basketball, I don't think I've ever seen a score like this one.
This is a really interesting halftime stat sheet. Well, we'll keep it and we'll save it, put it away here in just a moment then, because we'll find out what's going to happen in the second half. I don't know, I may keep this one for a little while longer. Has some interesting numbers on it. Monticello up by 32 and with the ball right now. The winner of this game gets to take on Southeastern in the championship game tomorrow. That's a 3 o'clock tip time from here in Bartlesville.
You talk about that, and, you know, if Southeastern doesn't win, whoever is in the championship game, they get an automatic bid to the regional tournament, and that could change up a lot of things with the rankings, as you have said before.
It really could. Hurd with points now. The 3rd Golden Sun player to put points on the board.
Seeing a bit more intensity from Arkansas Tech. I think Wilbers might have gone in the locker room right there and said, let's get it going.
Had to be some adjustments made. Sanders slows down, nearly travels, and calmly puts in the basket. Sanders now with 11 on the evening. Yeah, the complexion of the entire central region could change depending upon the outcome of tomorrow's game. If Southeastern wins, obviously. Southeastern is already high enough in the regional rankings in the number 7 right now. That just solidifies the Storm's position, and it would give Southwestern more of an opportunity to stay in. Southwestern in at number 5 right now. A loss in the quarterfinals, and you don't think that the Lady Dogs are going to drop all the way out. What a nice look inside as Muhammad, the cutter, and Hicks found her. I don't think Southwestern's going to drop all the way out from 5, but it's not without precedent. It's happened before.
Yeah, it just depends on if, you know, other people get in, if the other top seeds, if people who weren't supposed to be in get in, that changes a lot of things.
Hurd goes up strong against more than one player trying to post her up on the inside, and she'll go to the free throw line. And we'll see a substitution now. Tidwell and Bradley were getting the opportunity to guard Hurd on the inside, and that's a mismatch.
That's what I was just about to comment on, Joey. She's 6'2", freshman. There's not a Monticello player out there except, I don't think, over.
On the court right now.
Hicks says she's 6 foot, but I'm guessing that a little bit, sitting up next to Hurd.
We'll see how they match up, see if they go up against one another. But even so, I mean, I know that Tidwell is quick, but as Hurd can just back someone down, that can be a mismatch. Bradley from the corner. That one comes up a little bit short. It's a Monticello team that's playing a little bit more slowly now coming out of the intermission. Sometimes the break can be a good thing. Sometimes you'd rather not have that intermission. Just go ahead and let us play the third quarter. I think Monticello would have been fine with that.
Big collision there. Good no call.
Shipman taking it all the way in, and she'll go to the free throw line. Shot won't fall for her. It's the aggressive play, and that's what Arkansas Tech is going to have a chance in this one.
Tech doesn't need to stress right now. There's a lot of time on that clock. There's a whole nother quarter after this. They just need to do what they're doing right now. Take it to the rim, get good shots, put it in the basket, and just chip away at this.
Well, really, and you're right. It's all you have to do, but you do have to get that done. I mean, you need to play at a pace that you're comfortable with, but that you score with, and missing free throws won't help. Do get 1 point out of the trip. That cuts into that lead a little bit, so you have to say that's a positive.
I'm not too sure what just happened with McKaylin Hicks and Brenda De Silva, but McKaylin Hicks looked directly over at us and kind of had a mad look on her face. I think they might be kind of going at it right now.
There's another empty trip for Monticello, so Arkansas Tech stepping it up on D. That foul will go against Tech and against Hurd. No, excuse me, Goodsill. And that's exactly right. You saw the push off there by Goodsill trying to get that rebound. That's one of those plays too. I mean, it can be a little bit of a frustration. Ryan Goodsill, a senior from Springdale, Arkansas.
Definitely frustration. I mean, could potentially be playing in her last game of college basketball. There's frustration out there on the court right now.
Don't want it to end.
And especially against a team, that is shooting lights out like Monticello. It's hard to play in a game knowing that you can't really stop the shots that are being made.
Well, the shooting percentage has gone down some from the 62% here in the second half. Not quite on the same pace. The Cotton Blossoms are now 1 for 8 here since the break.
De Silva's asking for it.
Well, she got it for a moment, but kicked it back out, and that's where Muhammad stepped in and then traveled. It's the second time she's been called for that violation tonight. Sanders says, yeah, that was me. Trying to find Goodsill on the inside.
Tech right now needs someone just to take over this game, start scoring, making buckets, making plays. Sanders, I think, can be that person right now for them.
I thought that she was a little bit earlier on, and I think you're right. I think she still can be. She has the speed to bring it down the court quickly. She plays with the intensity, and she makes baskets, too. Now shot by Kizzy in the corner. And a three-pointer for Monticello. the 6th of the night. And that's really the key, too. You have to not only play with that intensity, but you have to be able to make some shots, and Sanders can do it. De Silva underneath with her first 2 of the night.
Man, there's been some major collisions here in the game early.
It's getting a little physical right now. Midway through the third quarter, and Monticello still on top, a little bit less than 30 right now. But the Cotton Blossoms in control in this semifinal Saturday game.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question, what is character, culture, and Christ? Last but certainly not least, in fact, I would put it first, and that is serving Christ. I like the fact that it's last because it does undergird everything that we do. Our responsibility, I believe, more than anything else, is to serve our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
The Rock. You smell what The Rock is cooking? No. It's a long day. We have had a fun day here. And I'll tell you what, this is an interesting game as well. You look at the scoreboard and you think, okay, Monticello's just running away with this. First off, you never count Tech out of any game. But secondly, you have to look at what Monticello's doing and go, okay, well, this is potentially a team that's going to match up against the top seed in Southeastern. Can they keep this up? They shot the ball so well in the early going. Can they keep up this kind of intensity as Tech is trying to cut away at this lead?
Stackhouse with the great take right there, very strong to the rack, finishes it. This is what they need right now.
Can you believe that that's the first basket of the night for Stackhouse?
No, I think I told you at halftime, I'm used to her. I played against her for several years now. I'm used to her taking over games and making shots, and she's been kind of, standoffish a little bit for the most part of this game.
Yeah, it's been quiet from some of the stars. Julian, the freshman, has it taken away, and there's Stackhouse. Can she make it back-to-back trips? Not this time. Muhammad gets back quickly on defense. It's going to stay on the Tech end, though. Got 3 points off the deficit on the last trip. What can the Golden Suns do here? Goodsill misses, but she's quickly getting down the court on defense.
I'm not sure if Monticello technically runs an offense other than high ball screen. It's worked out in their favor tonight.
I would say so. King has 2 more points. Monticello has doubled up Tech once again.
Is she the first person to get into double figures tonight for both teams?
Well, Sanders has 11, we know.
I just think that's an incredible statistic or a mention from Michael saying not one person in the first half.
Yeah, that really was.
Was in double figures. That's insane.
Yes, we do have a traveling violation. Shipman just couldn't quite get her feet under her, and that is the second Monticello player to get to 11 points, King and Mohammed. This Monticello team, by the way, is trying to make some history here in the tournament this week. Advancing into the championship game would be the first time for Monticello. Michael, you have a little bit more history about Monticello.
Yeah, that's right, Joey. You got to go all the way back to the 2008-09 season. That's Gulf South Conference days. Some folks might remember that. The last time that Arkansas Monticello made a tournament championship game, they lost in overtime to Delta State that day. Chris Ratcliffe, the head coach, actually took the team to the NCAA South region. They were semifinalists that year. Chris Ratcliffe later became the athletic director at Monticello. He's now over at Rogers State. So we're going back a little more than a decade, the last time UAM was in a conference tournament championship game.
Wow. I figured it had been a while, and you know there have been some pretty strong Monticello teams way back in the day, making it far in the NAIA tournament. Coach Alvey Early, part of some of those. You have to go back a good distance for those. Chris Ratcliffe, athletic director at Rogers State, just down the road from where we are here in Bartlesville. Rogers State over in Claremore.
Joey Alvey Early, the head coach from 1979 to 2000.
That man did a lot in his time. Gitzel chases it down and will keep it on the Tech end. No points from the free throw line there, and that's really, that's another thing you look at then for Arkansas Tech right now, Haley. If it's not falling anywhere else, at least you need to make the free throws. And even those aren't falling tonight for Arkansas Tech. 4 for 13 from the free throw line.
And that right there, that stat right there is just a game changer in and of itself. Even if this was a close game, that they're shooting that lower percentage from the free throw line, that's frustration from Stackhouse as well. You better be careful.
They'll get Goodsell again, and that's number 4. Going in her team's direction, and she hits the court pretty soundly. Like those knees hit the court as well. And watch this again. Well, she was able to save her knees with the rest of her body. That's going to hurt a little while later. It may hurt a little bit right now. I know it's going to hurt more later. Nice block from Peavy. Life on the defensive end. Possession arrow will favor Tech now. And that Peavy block then will result in a turnover for Monticello, so we'll take it the other direction.
It's getting a little chippy out here, as you can see. I've been in games like this on both sides where frustrations start to come and mistakes like that one right there with stepping over the line. And
wow.
It's just frustrating all around. That's the biggest word I guess I can use right now.
And you just, when you think nothing else can possibly go wrong, there's a violation on throwing the ball inbound. So
I was just about to ask, when will Coach Long start bringing in his subs? But
he doesn't have that many subs.
I was about to say he plays most of
them.
Yes,
he's brought just about everyone in. 2 other players in uniform tonight that haven't seen time yet.
Just to save some legs, I'm trying to think ahead if Monticello were to win this game.
And a turnover goes right back. Sanders steps in. Quickly down the court, she's fouled. She'll go to the line. Now, we've seen 9 players, and all 9 players. Look at it a little bit more closely here. Time on the courts, well, Julian, the freshman, has had just 5 minutes of court time. Everyone else in double figures. It's time on the court tonight. Tidwell been out there the longest, 24 minutes, and Muhammad with 23. Yeah, I don't know how much deeper you want him to go, Haley. He's using them all.
See, I'm used to no one coming off the court for all 40 minutes. Yeah.
You spend a lot of time out there. I understand that. Well, and there are times, too, you find a chemistry as a coach, and you want to keep that group out there if they're doing well. This is obviously a little bit of a different scenario. And Shipman will pick up the foul as Julian holds her off. That is team foul number 5, and it will send Julian to the line to shoot 2. Free throw line a little better for the Cotton Blossoms. They're 8 for 13 right now. 8 for 14. Been stuck on 58 for quite a while, too.
Halftime, they had 51, if I'm not mistaken, right?
49.
49. Yeah, they slowed down just a bit in this third quarter.
In a different pace, and Sanders is trying to change the pace for her team. Three-pointer goes in, and the Golden Suns are back to within 24.
You know, if they're going to come back in this game, Arkansas Tech, if they're going to come back, they need to get up on defense. They cannot let Monticello get these long possessions.
He said Tech all-time 17-5 in GAC tournament play. And Stackhouse puts that one over the backboard. Champions of the GAC tournament we mentioned in 2013, 2016, and 2018. Interesting statistic, by the way, for Tech. We talk about the dominance of not only this program, but the men's program as well. The men's team didn't make the postseason this year. Struggled on the road mightily. As a matter of fact, did not win a road game this year. That takes struggling on the road to a whole new level, but this is interesting. As De Silva puts in 2. Since becoming eligible for NCAA conference tournament play in 1998, Arkansas Tech has sent one or both of its basketball teams to the postseason 19 times.
Wow.
We will finish that after the break. I'm going to give you a little bit of a reason to stick around. 22-point game. Back in a moment with the fourth quarter on the GAC Sports Network.
When you think about college, it's easy to think of intimidating things.
Like the large campus and classrooms, big books, and big tests.
And the long journey you'll take to achieve your dream career.
But when you get here, you realize that it's not just about these things.
Instead, it's about the people.
The people who pushed us to succeed.
Those who struggled and achieved with us.
Believed in us.
It's about how we feel when we're on campus.
It's about finding our place.
It's about family. You may not always know exactly where you're going, but at SAU, it's about discovering yourself and living and learning with people who care about you.
It's about finding your home.
It's about being home.
This
This
is home.
Well, the Golden Suns more than doubled their production from the first half in the third quarter alone. 19 points and outscored the Cotton Blossoms 19-9. So there's definitely something for Coach Long to talk about now to take his team into the fourth quarter. You can't rest on that lead from the first half. Now to go back to the story I was telling earlier, with Arkansas Tech sending one or both of its basketball teams to the postseason 19 times. Of those 19 conference tournament appearances, at least one Tech team has reached the finals on 18 occasions.
Talk about a program.
Yes. Well, that's a good thing, you know, and I say this almost in humor, but it's a good thing for your fan base to know, because if your fan base is going to come out and follow you to these trips, say from Russellville to Bartlesville, maybe not as far a trip from Russellville to Bartlesville, but for some of those places in the Gulf South before, you want to take that trip, say from Russellville to Enid, you know, or somewhere else. Well, how long are you going to have your hotel for? Well, if you're a Tech fan, you want to keep it for all 3 nights. because you know that one or both teams are going to be there in the finals. I mean, it's just a stat that makes sense. The only exception to that was 2014. Tech had both teams eliminated in the semifinals of the GAC tournament. So there you go. In the meantime, another three-pointer by Tech has gotten Arkansas Tech back to within 20. It's back up to 21 now. Silva with the block, Bethel with the block. Silva's down low. Arkansas Tech had gotten back to within 19 for a moment. Hicks draws the contact, leans in just a bit, and she'll go to the line.
We talked about Coach Long and his enthusiasm earlier. And, you know, most coaches, if they see the score in the fourth quarter, they take a seat. You know, they're talking to the players on the bench. I have not seen this coach sit down one time.
And I don't think you're going to. This is his MO as the coach, and he's changed the culture in Monticello. You can see it. He's going to be right out there with them. Imagine if he could suit up and be right out there with them, he would. So Hicks tied up down low with Peavy. And her frustration is that she was holding me.
That gets her fourth. She does not want to come out of this game right now.
Nope. The Tech's going to keep it on its end. And that foul was well away from where the ball was.
And that can be the most frustrating thing, especially if you both are going back and forth with it and you get caught.
You're the one that gets picked.
You're the one that gets picked, for sure.
Now the Golden Suns turn it right back over after the inbound on the traveling violation. So we're watching this one play out. Monticello last night scored just more than 60. At 61 right now. And if you thought holding Southwestern to just 56 points was a feat, you may hold Tech to even less. Peavy making the move on the inside here. Just working her way into King, drawing that contact, excuse me. Well, win or lose with this game, regional rankings aren't that affected that much. I know we've been talking about those rankings somewhat, and probably should go over those here, and we'll look ahead maybe in just a moment. We'll find those records here in just a moment. Those rankings, I thought I had them out just.
We have a pause in the game with Bethel.
I got it here for you, Joey. Southeastern 7th in the regional rankings, and Harding came into the tournament ranked 8th. Of course, they lost in the opener. Central Missouri is the #1 team in the Central region, 22-4 their overall mark. Minnesota Duluth next, and Sioux Falls 3rd, Emporia 4th, and then Southwestern 5th. I know I went out of order there a little bit. Let's go ahead and finish it out here. 6th, Fort Hays State.
Well, thanks for having my tab up on your computer because I can't find mine. I thought it was there. It's somewhere on there. You're like 17 tabs up calling these games.
But Joey, it's worth mentioning as well, going all the way to 10. St. Cloud State at 10 because they already won the Northern Sun Conference tournament. So they're in, and now, right now, just on paper, that bumps Harding out.
That's exactly the point that needs to be made. Southeastern still, again, on paper, in. And you have to think with wins and making it into the tournament championship, Southeastern would remain in. Maybe.
Yeah, speaking with
because well, of course, and Coach Grover is giving you the doomsday report,
right?
And that's his job, I guess.
He obviously just wants to win it all. That's what it is.
But that's where you have to wonder about these rankings, and you look at it then. If Southeastern loses to one of these two teams tonight, obviously that team becomes the automatic qualifier. Southeastern, if it were to stay in, you're looking at likely bumping Southwestern down from number 5 and on out because the Lady Dogs didn't win the opening round of the conference tournament. So,
and I can tell you right now, Lady Dogs back at home are cheering for Southeastern because they don't want to get bumped out, obviously. And with those scenarios, there's so many scenarios we could go over. If this team wins, if this team wins, but we know if Southeastern doesn't win, there is a big possibility Southwestern could be pushed out.
1 of 2 from the free throw line, and Monticello on top. The lead is now less than 20 again, and there's a turnover.
I was expecting this press 2 quarters ago. Because it works. Tech is in your face in a press, and they get the job done, like you can see with that turnover right there.
Off the move, Sanders finds De Silva on the inside. And the lead is down to 17 for Monticello. Well, that's how you got here. And that's how UAM is going to push the lead back up to 19. Tidwell quickly down the court. A nice shot off the glass. Shippen reaching for it. Stackhouse as well. And I know you think you may need to slow it down, get some time off the clock. I don't know. I don't think Monticello is ready to slow it down just yet.
Right, you want to play to win. Playing not to lose right now is not the way that Monticello needs to go, but they use that shot clock. They're one of those teams, like I said, that they do the high ball screen, they move it around, and get a good shot.
Less than 6 minutes remaining in this one, and Michael, I know that Southeastern and Monticello have faced each other already twice this season. Monticello goes on. They did a pretty good job against Southeastern a little earlier.
That's right, Joey. In fact, a little bit better than pretty good job. 62-44 was the final. Monticello over Southeastern. That's the fewest amount of points that Monticello gave up in a conference game this year, and that was just 4 games ago, back on January the 22nd. Now, it's worth noting because we did get to see Southern Arkansas play in the tournament this year. Southeastern had played at Southern Arkansas on the Thursday night in Magnolia. They won that game 82-77, but as we've all seen, it's really tough when you have to play the Mule Riders because of their style of play, full court pressing, rotating players in and out. So there is a chance that Southeastern was just completely gassed going to Monticello on Saturday for that game. Again, it was 62-44, Monticello with the win back on the 22nd of February.
All right, the two teams split. Most recent game went to Monticello. If that is a preview of tomorrow's championship game, that's what you're looking at. But again, we've said that about so many of these matchups already in the tournament so far. Well, you know, these two teams split in the regular season. It's just, that's been 2020.
I think that's the one phrase that Eric Moyer doesn't really like to hear, because that makes tiebreakers a lot more complicated for him, which we had several of those this year.
Yes, we did. Well, the three-pointer goes in for Sanders, but it was after the timeout was called. We'll take that timeout as well. 22-point game again here, our final game of the night, the GAC tournament.
Back home, the world seems small. Here, it has expanded.
I've been challenged and have grown in knowledge and in spirit.
I've been part of something bigger, something special.
Surrounded and supported by new brothers and sisters who were once strangers.
And my sense of community and my role in it has grown too.
Harding University, a community of mission.
Southern Arkansas University feels like home and is dedicated to student achievement and developing a caring atmosphere both on campus and online. With more than 80 degrees in 4 distinct colleges and the School of Graduate Studies, SAU initiates new degree programs to fit the needs of career and professional trends of today. Visit us today and see why Southern Arkansas University feels like home.
Coach Long has an opportunity to talk this one over with his team, who is holding on to a 22-point lead. It's been stop and start here in the fourth quarter. Tech looks like it's ready to make a run at any point in time, but it never really materializes. Coach Wilbur's been trying all kinds of different things. He's already used the technical foul card, so he's going to do that one again.
Well, we've talked about this. To make a run, you have to get stops. And it just seems that every time Tech, like you said, gets a run, Monticello scores. Is there blood on the floor? Is that what's going on?
That's what it looks like, yes. Don't know which player left that there, though. I imagine one of the players has been tended to here momentarily.
I know Bethel, I believe it was Bethel, went over to the sideline, got her finger taped up earlier.
She has her wrist taped now.
So she's pointing at it, so I think it's her. Shout out to all the athletic trainers here this weekend. You know, it's a great job to have to do the dirty work sometimes.
Yes. Yeah, I always give lots of props to the SIDs because I appreciate their work. I think sometimes those trainers are in the forgotten category, but they do a lot of work. They stuck a Band-Aid on you a time or two and stuck you back out there?
God.
Have you back out on the court?
Yeah, bless my my athletic trainers. They had to deal with me all the time.
Just rub some dirt on it. Right. I always tell my kids.
But we were, blessed enough to have the best athletic trainers at SWASU each year.
I'm not talking about my kids in college. I'm talking about my actual kids. Just rub some dirt on it.
Right.
Get back out there. They really hate hearing that, by the way.
Well, I had my mom as a coach, so I got that every day.
And Stackhouse will pick up that foul. Shot clock winding down, though. Should be, it'll reset to 20. Yeah, it kind of bailed out the Cotton Blossoms, and what this brings us to is the media timeout. So we'll go ahead and take that timeout. We'll be back with you here in just a moment.
As a student athlete, I've been challenged both in the classroom and on the field. Between the education that I've received and the relationships that I've built, my time at Henderson State University has prepared me to live ready.
Oh, great presentation, Tim. Could you email me the part about Geico, making it easy to switch and save hundreds?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You don't know my name, do you?
Of course I know your name. I just get you mixed up with the other guy. What's his name? What's your name?
Switch to Geico. You could save 15% or more on car insurance.
Could you just tell me? I want this to be over.
Coach Wilbers has the other opportunity now to talk to his team a little bit. There have been some runs, there have been some opportunities, but it just hasn't been consistent, and time is running out on this season now. And let's address this. I know for Coach Wilbers and this squad, this has not been the season that any of them thought it would be. I mean, it's been a rough year all the way around due to all of the injuries that his team has had to deal with.
And, you know, that's a season killer almost in and of itself. Whenever someone gets an injury, especially one of your better players, it just hurts you all around. To put something in perspective, you know, you plan your whole season around someone, they get hurt, you got to counter it with something.
You look, and you don't really have to look that much farther than Jaylee Oglesby, a star recruit, came to Arkansas Tech from Howell, Oklahoma. That is a perennial powerhouse in the small schools here in the state of Oklahoma. Oglesby was, I believe at one time, and I think this statistic is right, leading all freshman scorers in Division II before she went down with an injury. And she wasn't the only one that suffered knee injuries and more that have cost numerous games. I believe, and I'm talking with Sam Strasner, the play-by-play guy at Arkansas Tech about this, I believe that there were at least 4 players that had missed 8 games at least, if not entire seasons. So.
Coach Wilbers, give him credit for making it to the tournament with those injuries, making it to this semifinal game with the injuries. And he's a great coach, and it shows.
So, you know, and we talk about this at the end because, you know, not trying to make excuses or, you know, pity party, anything like that, but you have to look and say, okay, this isn't the season that could have been, but there's also, you know, there also is the potential for next year. It's a team that even through all that, like you said, made it to the conference tournament. What more can we do in 2020, 2021?
And I expect them to be the Arkansas Tech next year. If, granted, no injuries, obviously, but he's just such a great coach. They have such a great program, as you added earlier. It's just a perennial powerhouse within Division II. Oh, my goodness.
Tidwell made it look easy. Isn't that a page out of the Southeastern playbook?
That's a page out of the Tidwell playbook right there. That was beautiful.
And by the way, you watch that. That's not something that just happens. You have to practice that.
Oh, yeah.
Practice it again and practice it again. There's some natural God-given ability in there, but that's not the first time she's ever shot that shot.
And she's a very crafty player. I mean, she's always, as you can see, going behind her back, between her legs, making these smooth crossovers. She can make moves like that and be crafty.
Bradley got the shot before the horn sounded. Didn't matter. Sanders from the parking lot, and that one rattles out. I'd say one thing's a certainty tonight, though. That's that neither one of these coaches is going to be through coaching until there are zeros on the scoreboard. And even then, there might be a little bit more coaching that goes on.
I think Hayden mentioned this yesterday during the Southwestern Monticello game. Long is an intense person. We've talked about this, but she said, you know, she got to sit in on their shoot-around, and it was intense. Usually shoot-arounds are kind of relaxed, just shooting. He's just an overall intense guy.
Yeah, and I did mention, you know, we visited the last couple of mornings and some other folks from Monticello and had a chance to talk to them, but even visiting about that with him and unapologetic about it. I mean, he wants the best from these kids and he wants to give his all. Oh, that was pretty. Sanders with 2 more points. And Sanders on the night has put together a 15-point night with 5 boards and 4 assists.
Watching Kizzy's shot, no spin whatsoever. If you can see it at home. Oh, there you go. A little bit of spin right there,
know,
but
it's close to a knuckleball there. You're right.
But hey, it goes in.
So we look ahead just a little bit. And know that Southeastern awaits the winner of this game. Of course, we know Southern Nazarene is not going to be here. Southeastern men not going to be here. Those two top seeds were taken out by Oklahoma Baptist and Henderson State. Bit of a surprise on the men's side. We do know that Southeastern will be on the women's side. No Southwestern, no Harding. It's going to be the winner of this game. And that's looking a whole lot like Monticello right now. Still 2 more games on the docket in the 2020 tournament, and that's on Championship Sunday. The weekend is always a fun weekend. This one has been nothing short of that.
If anyone had a bracket built out there, their bracket had to have been busted. There's no way that there is a perfect bracket for this GAC tournament right now.
I know calling the games, I wouldn't pick them. Just, that's the right thing to do.
The unbiased way.
The unbiased way, but I can tell you right now, if I had, oh my goodness, actually probably would have caught fire. Blown up. Had March Madness brackets like that before. We may get a chance to look at that here in just a moment as there's a timeout on the court. And Coach Long is going to talk a little bit more with his team. We get a chance to talk with our team. Michael?
Yeah, that's right, Joey. You're mentioning the men's bracket. 1 o'clock start tomorrow, of course, Henderson and Oklahoma Baptist. It was Henderson over Monticello in overtime, 89-83 on yesterday. Then they take down Southeastern a little bit earlier, 76-73. Oklahoma Baptist had a 94-90 win over East Central, then 77-61 over Southern Nazarene. Best 2 shooting performances of the season for Oklahoma Baptist have come here in Bartlesville.
That's how it goes.
Bison have really put on a show here. They have, and I mean, it's been inside, it's been outside. Oklahoma Baptist as the 4 seed has really shown up here. And it's a team that really is coming on a roll too. New player in the game now for Monticello, by the way, is Shania Smith.
Freshman from Monticello, Arkansas.
That's nice when you can be able to recruit home. I was talking with a coach one time about how to get people to come watch the games. And he said, well, you do 2 things. You can either be good or recruit local players. He said, and it's a real treat if they're both one and the same. Peavy drains the 3. Full court pressure employed here, and Monticello will go ahead and take a timeout. We may get an opportunity to see those brackets again here. Take a look at what this tournament, the visual that Michael told us about just a moment ago. And there it is. Championship Sunday is just about set up. It's always fun to see the little logos on the brackets move along. I think that's a neat thing. Henderson State and Oklahoma Baptist have moved into Championship Sunday again. 1 o'clock tip time there. Southeastern awaits the winner of this one. Monticello 1 minute and 9 seconds away from seeing that interlocking A&M move over 1 more slot. Tip time at 3:30 for the women's championship. That's tomorrow. You can watch all this, by the way, on the YouTube channel where you may be watching this right now, GAC Athletics. Don't forget, by the way, we have the GAC Weekly After Dark. It's coming up in about 30 or 40 minutes. It's on the MidwestSports.net YouTube channel. And Kizzy stopped and had nowhere to go and traveled. Haley, I don't think Coach Long is done.
I thought he was about to walk away with the ball right there.
Stackhouse going back to the line. Tech not finished putting points on the board here. Southwestern had 56 last night. Tech is coming pretty close to that here. Well, you just get the feeling, too. I mean, you talk about the intensity in Monticello's game and the defense and they play. I almost have the feeling that they might have held Tech to a lower score if they didn't have as big a lead. You get the big lead out there and things kind of, I think you may let off the pedal just a little bit.
Oh, you're 100% right. You look up at the score, you're up 30, you're thinking, all right, let's get this game over with. Let's move on into Championship Sunday. That's probably what was on their minds.
And it hasn't happened yet. Still time on the clock, but.
And like we've been saying, Tech could have definitely made a run. They did make runs. They just couldn't get stops because of Monticello's offense tonight.
Tidwell's been very impressive. This team as a whole has been very impressive. And you look again at the stats. Nobody just running away with it. King and Muhammad at 11 points apiece. Tidwell has 19 again, matching what she did last night. Ball tipped around and finally to Bethel, and Peavy with a block. He had some authority on it. 7 points for Hicks. Bradley has 9. Tidwell with another double-double, by the way, 19 points and 11 boards.
But you see a score like what we had in the first half, we have now. You think someone's having a phenomenal night, 30-plus night, but it's all pretty even.
Monticello trying to dribble this one away now. And a steal from Tech. Sanders will take it the other way. She's had the hot hand. Stackhouse quite a distance away. Long rebound to Sanders. Shot clock is off. Monticello is counting down the clock here. They'll have to wait because the clock's going to stop long enough to give Stackhouse an opportunity to shoot 2 more free throws. Arkansas Monticello, a team that in recent years has had just 3 conference wins. It's going to the championship game in the conference tournament in 2020. First free throw off the mark.
And give the credit to Monticello. They earned their way to this championship game to play top-seeded Southeastern, and I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Exactly. Abby James, a freshman from Pottsville, Arkansas, and Anna Myers, a freshman from Russellville, check in for the final 12. Let the celebration begin in Monticello as this team is going where it has not gone before since being a member of the GAC. The Cotton Blossoms have punched their ticket to play on Championship Sunday. 72-57 the final here from Bartlesville, and another great evening from Bernijah Tidwell and the entire team. Coach Long not only has this team going in the right direction, they're going with a little bit more speed now. It was a team that was not happy to just be here. They wanted to win. They wanted to go somewhere. They want to do something, and that's what they're doing right now. Some celebration on the Bruin out in center court right now. Haley, your thoughts on the game?
Well, look who's right in the middle of it, Coach Long. I just give them all the credit. Having a coach that is 100% behind you, that we can tell that he's 100% behind them, and having a team that had no leading scorers like crazy out there, but all played together and had even scoring. It's just an incredible sight to see.
A big night tonight, and Michael Westbrook gets to visit with someone who is a big part of that as well.
Yep, that's right. Bernija Tidwell. Again, we get to talk to her, and 19 points, 11 rebounds. Let's get past the individual performance. What does it feel like for the team to go to the championship?
Man, it feels great. I'm just so proud of my teammates. Everybody contributed and did what they needed to do, and man, it's a great feeling.
Now, 19 points. What was flowing for you on offense?
Man, just trying to get to the bucket, trying to go up strong, and not expecting a call, just going up, trying to finish.
Just a couple of rebounds away as well from a season high in rebounds. That's 14. You had 11 tonight. Tell us what was working for you getting those rebounds.
Just watching the ball and trying to be at the right place at the right time.
All right, I bet we'll be talking to you again in the post-game press conference. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Joey, back to you.
Strong night for Tidwell, a strong night overall for Monticello, and the Cotton Blossoms move on to play on Sunday. A big tournament so far, and Coach Long and UAM don't want it to end just yet. We'll find out a little bit more about this tomorrow as UAM takes on Southeastern in the women's bracket. The championship game will tip at 3:30. It's been a fun day on Semifinal Saturday. We'll see you tomorrow. For Michael Westbrook and Haley Tucker, I'm Joey McWilliams. God bless you, everybody.